Welcome to today's deep dive. I'm really glad you could join us today because we are looking at something pretty wild.
Yeah, it is a fascinating topic.
But before we get into it, I want to quickly mention that today's deep dive is sponsored by Desk Ready Leads. Stop buying leads that don't tell a customer story. Contact Nick at deskreadyleads.com.
That is actually perfectly on theme for what we're talking about today.
It really is, because our mission today is to look at a fascinating piece of consumer psychology. And it is kind of cleverly disguised as an analysis of automotive dealership marketing.
Right, it looks like it's just about cars, but it's really about human behavior.
Exactly. We are going to explore why the way businesses, specifically dealerships, advertise their most profitable services is fundamentally broken. And we'll look at how shifting the perspective from, selling categories to solving problems just changes absolutely everything.
It is a complete paradigm shift.
So here is the hook, right? Everybody knows the service department, the fixed ops, as they call it, is what keeps a dealership alive.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It carries the absorption of the entire store.
Yeah, and it creates these intensely loyal customers if they do it right.
Right.
Yet sales gets all the budget, they get all the strategy, the urgency, the meetings.
And what does fixed ops get?
They get a lazy, $10 off an oil change coupon.
Yeah.
It's pretty bleak.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because the analogy that jumps into my head is that businesses are advertising highly specialized mechanical service as if they are selling printer ink.
Oh, that is a great way to put it. It's totally transactional.
Right. It is boring, it is generic, and it is entirely based on a coupon. So why do so many businesses default to this boring strategy when they absolutely know service is their lifeblood?
Well, it really comes down to this trap of an internal mindset.
What do you mean by that?
So businesses get trapped inside their own walls. They advertise what they want to sell, not what the customer actually needs to buy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, if you look at the sources, they point out a massive disconnect. Dealerships think in departments.
Right, like the org chart. Exactly. They sit in a meeting and say, we need to push service, parts, accessories, or maintenance packages.
But the customer is definitely not thinking about dealership departments.
No, not at all. The customer is thinking in problems. They are thinking, my brakes are making a terrifying noise.
Or my check engine light just came on and I really do not want to get ripped off.
Yes. Or, I need new tires before the winter weather hits. The customer is experiencing friction in their daily life.
So they are completely speaking past each other.
Exactly. And this leads right into what the sources call the coupon trap.
The coupon trap. Right, because if you only think in departments, your only marketing idea is to discount that department.
Yeah, it's just tire special, brake special, $15 off an alignment. And relying entirely on discount specials is actually incredibly dangerous for the brand.
Wait, really? Because I feel like I have to ask, are coupons completely useless? I mean, people like saving money.
Well, the sources clarify this really well. Offers are not useless,
Okay,
but they should support the message. They shouldn't be the entire message.
that makes sense.
Because when every message is a coupon, you actively train your customers to exhibit coupon behavior.
You are begging for price shoppers.
Exactly. And you are choosing to compete on the weakest possible ground against independent shops, quick lubes, and national tire chains.
Right, because those guys can often discount way heavier and they frankly feel faster to the consumer anyway.
Exactly. So instead of starting an ad with, say, $20 off brake service, you have to start with the customer's reality.
Like the actual problem they are having.
Yes. You start with, are your brakes squeaking, grinding, or taking longer to stop?
See, that grabs my attention way more than just 20 bucks off.
Right, because it's about you. Then, once you've addressed their reality, you offer the savings if a repair is needed.
Okay, I get that for brakes, because the pain is obvious. Your car sounds awful.
Yeah.
But how do we market things that customers do not perceive as an immediate problem, like routine maintenance?
Ah, yes. This is where businesses make their biggest mistake. They advertise maintenance as if it is optional or just a nice thing to do,
Yeah, like, hey, it's time for your 30,000-mile service package.
which nobody cares about. Customers are not emotionally invested in fluid exchanges or belts.
No, I definitely do not wake up excited to buy a fluid exchange.
Right. But what's fascinating here is what they actually are invested in,
Which is what?
avoiding a massive $2,000 repair bill.
Oh, totally.
They are invested in not breaking down on the side of a busy road. They want to keep their family safe.
So it's about shifting from asking for money to helping the customer avoid future pain.
Exactly. A generic message that just says, schedule your 60K service is weak.
It's super weak.
But a targeted message that says, just hit 60,000 miles. This is where small issues turn into expensive repairs.
Oh, that is so much better. It leverages that psychology of risk aversion.
Right, you are marketing to a specific life event, like crossing a milestone, changing seasons, or preparing for a big road trip.
Or even handing the keys to a teenager who just got their license.
Yes, exactly. That is a highly emotional moment.
But if we talk about the visuals for a second, the creative element, this is where I always see them fail.
Oh, the stock photos.
Yes. It is like they just check a box with their ads. They use a stock photo of a wrench icon or a perfectly clean car sitting on a lift.
It communicates absolutely nothing to the customer.
Right. The image has to actually dramatize the problem. It needs to be a glowing dashboard warning light. Or a visibly worn tire.
Or that family packing their trunk for a trip. The customer has to see the ad and immediately think, wow, this is about me.
Exactly. Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting for me.
Okay.
Because beyond just routine maintenance, there are these two overlooked gold mines that dealerships totally mismanage.
Oh, recalls and accessories.
Yes. Let's start with recalls. I mean, recall work is basically free money for the customer, right?
It's entirely paid for by the manufacturer.
But dealerships treat them like an administrative task. They just send out this boring notice.
Yeah, a piece of physical mail that sounds like paperwork.
It totally does. It says you may have an open recall. It reads like a tax bill or something.
And people inherently want to ignore paperwork.
Right. Why not use a recall as like a relationship recovery tool for lost customers?
That is exactly what the smart businesses do. Instead of sending a boring passive notice, you create a conversation.
How so?
You run a message that says, send us your VIN and we will check it for you. We will do the work.
That removes all the friction.
Exactly. And then there are accessories, which is a whole other missed opportunity.
Oh, man. The way they advertise accessories is wild. It's like a back counter inventory list.
Genuine OEM parts available.
Yes. But normal customers don't want OEM inventory. I don't even think most people know what OEM stands for.
Yeah, absolutely don't.
They just want their new truck to have aggressive running boards. Or they want their family SUV to have all-weather mats so their kids don't ruin the carpet.
Right. The independent aftermarket shops win this category every day because dealerships forget to sell the lifestyle.
Exactly. People buy accessories because they are emotional and identity-driven. They want their car to look cool.
Exactly. You have to shift from a parts ad to a lifestyle ad.
So let's say a dealership actually gets this right. They fix their messaging, they focus on problems and pain and lifestyle.
Okay.
How do they actually capture that lead? Because the sources point out a massive mechanical failure in how businesses intake these customers.
Yeah. The friction factor. This is a huge issue.
Right, because independent shops are winning because they feel less intimidating to the average person.
They feel faster and easier to deal with.
Because customers secretly fear that the dealership lane is just going to be slow, crazy expensive, and high pressure.
And dealerships often accidentally confirm that fear right from the start.
By sending people straight to an automated scheduling link, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Sending a stressed customer to a scheduler is a massive mistake.
No, wait, let me push back on that a little bit for the listener.
Yeah.
Are automated scheduling links the ultimate convenience? Doesn't everyone in today's world just want to click a button on their phone and be done with it?
Well, this raises an important question. Schedulers work brilliantly for people who know exactly what they want.
Okay, like if I know I just need an oil change.
Exactly. But think about the people we are talking about. They have a weird smell coming from the vents, or a vibration in the steering wheel.
Or a terrifying warning light.
Right. If you don't know what is wrong with your car, being forced into a drop-down menu is terrifying.
Oh, that makes total sense. You're afraid of picking the wrong thing.
You are. You need a conversation, not a menu.
So what should the call to action be on these ads?
It should be something like, message us what is going on. Or send a photo of your warning light.
Wow, that is so much more approachable.
It dramatically reduces anxiety, and it generates a highly contextual lead for the service advisor on the other end.
Which brings up the BDC notes, the Business Development Center.
Yes, the notes matter so much.
Because handing off a lead to an advisor that just says Facebook lead is completely useless.
It sets the advisor up to fail.
But if the note says, customer responded to our squeaking brake ad and is really worried about the cost.
That changes everything. The advisor can now call them with empathy and actually address their real fear right away.
Okay, so if we fix the advertising and we fix the intake process, what is the ultimate end game here?
The ultimate end game is turning fixed ops into a demand engine for the whole business.
Yes. The sources point out that fixed ops is not just fixed ops.
No, it is future sales.
Think about it. A customer receiving a major, like $3,000 repair estimate might just be ready to trade that car in today.
Oh, absolutely.
Or an owner with an aging vehicle, maybe they're just quietly thinking about replacing it soon.
And smart campaigns actively connect service to sales.
What does that look like in practice?
It looks like messaging that says, before you spend thousands on repairs, let us show you what your vehicle may be worth.
Man, that is so smart. It gives them an out. So what does this all mean for the dealership?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, it means dealerships are sitting on a massive demand generation engine.
But they treat it like a total afterthought.
Right. They
Yeah.
spend thousands and thousands of dollars trying to conquest strangers off the street.
While completely ignoring the people already sitting right there in their service drive with equity in their cars.
Exactly. The dealership has to stop thinking like a department.
Fixed ops is not just a menu of services.
No, it is a moment in a customer's life. A warning light,
Yeah.
a child's first car, a lease ending.
And marketing to that moment builds trust, which drives both repair orders today and future vehicle sales tomorrow.
It is a complete ecosystem if you run it correctly.
So to summarize all of this for you listening today, whether you are running a dealership or any other business, you have to stop advertising your internal category.
Right. Nobody cares about your department.
Exactly. Stop relying on lazy discount coupons that just train people to wait for a sale. You have to start advertising actual solutions to your customers' real-world problems and their moments of friction.
I think that that is the perfect takeaway. And I actually want to leave you with a final thought to ponder today.
Oh, let's hear it.
We have talked a lot about how businesses fail by marketing their internal categories rather than customer problems.
Right.
I want you to take a look at the last 5 emails or ads you received from brands you currently do business with.
Oh, I like this.
Look closely at them. How many of them were just lazily offering you a discount on a menu item they wanted to push?
Probably most of them.
And how many actually proved that they understand a specific moment of friction in your life right now?
That is a great question. The ratio is probably pretty shocking when you actually look at it.
It really is. It changes how you look at every ad you see.
It definitely does. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive today. Remember to keep questioning the information around you, and we will catch you next time.